Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It's another Monday Night Live. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker, and we will be having Mr Todd on as usual. Now then, I honestly, here we go. I'll put my little logo on there. No, it's tiny. What's going on? What's happening? What happens if I do that one? We'll do that for a minute. So thank you very much for joining me. Another Monday Night Live. As always, if you're new or watching this for the first time on replay, so you're watching this on YouTube and not live, then just fast forward for the next 10 minutes, because 10 minutes are going to be spent saying hello to people in chat and all that kind of malarkey. And then after that, we'll be getting Mr Todd on. We'll then be having to talk about some new gear, and normal sort of answers and questions the other way around and all that sort of good jazz when we all get going. So that's the plan, and we'll see how we get on. I've got some new stuff to show you, got some ridiculous stuff to show you. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. So good times. Right then, now. Let's have a little look in chat and say hello to people first, shall we? Let's get this going. So if you're in chat and this is your first time, let me know who you are and where you're from so I can say hello, give you a little bit of a shout out. So, what we've got going on, hello from South Oxfordshire. Oh, no backup for hello from South Oxfordshire, says Kevin Mann. Hello, how are you doing? Did he write? Hey, getting on, Mel Booty. All right, my friend, how are you? Miguel is hello from North Carolina, USA. All right, Miguel, how you doing? Eddie Summerford from Eastbourne. Nice to see you, Eddie. Thanks very much indeed. Viv is in the house, the first 4%er that I've seen. Evening Dean and gang from dark and drizzly Coventry. We've got who else we got going on in there? I've just noticed that my camera's at kind of the wrong angle, but hopefully it's doable. We'll cope with that one. Let me move that there so I'm not quite. So it's just sort of an eye. Anyway, good evening from Sheriff's House, your God's own country, says Paul Sykes. We've got a hi. Oh no, that's not even to me. Wolfie Smith, hi Dino, how you doing? That chat moves too quickly. Let's move to my other chat window, because I have many to choose from. What else we got going on in here? Vapor Biker, hello sir, warm night here in Helsinki, says Lassie. Nice to see you, Lassie. Tony Jenkins from Oklahoma. Howdy from Folkestone, says Mark Sheffins. Stevie Clark, Steve and Helen are in from Rugby, my favourite couple. How we doing, guys? Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Martin Jensen is in from Norway. What else have we got going on in here? We've got Joseph Finnegan, evening all from Stoke-on-Trent, says Joseph. Murray Robertson, good evening from Eaglesham, says Murray. Evening, Dean and Mark, says Raj. We've got Kevin Mann, evening Dean, nice crisp feed tonight. Good. We'll talk about feeds and stuff briefly in a little while. Alistair, hi Dean from Northern Ireland. Thank you very much, Alistair. Stan Johnson, evening all. Nice to see you, Stanley. Nice to see some patrons in the house, as always. It's always a pleasure. We've got James Whiting. Hello. Hi Dino from Wet Reading, he says. Lovely old job. Hi Dean from Bristol calling as usual, says Andy Fairchild. Sebastian Jobin. Hi Dean from Quebec. See, look, I pronounced it right. Hello from Houston, Texas, says, ooh, the stereo? The stereo? I'm going to say that. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I'm going to go with. Triple X Vapes. Hello, Mr. Dean and Mr. Todd from Pennsylvania. York, Pennsylvania, no less, says Triple X Vapes. Ali Vapes. I'm Ali from Oregon. Thanks very much indeed, Ali. Hans Hoffer, good evening from Austria, he says. Have it very large. All right, then, we'll have a damn good go. We've got Phil from Wolverhampton in. Thank you very much. We've got D-Fogs just saying howdy. How you doing? Mason Towns, evening to you as well. Did you just start following me on Instagram? I remember seeing that name somewhere. Hello from Kettering, Northants. Hope you're well. I'm all right. Thank you very much. Squeeze 74, a 1974 birth year. If you are, big shout out. Best year, 1974. We've got hello from Sweden, says Joel Lindskog. Linskog, I'm going to say that. Could be wrong. Daniel Smith from North Carolina. Holy crap, I caught Todd's live in the group early on, and now I catch your live. How lucky am I? Get those numbers on the lottery right now. Just get it done. This is your lucky week. Dan Smith. Gaz Jones is in from Australia. Mike Vapes in the house. Is Mike in the house? Nice to see you, Mikey. Thanks very much for joining us, my friend. Mike, if you're in the house, are you coming to Expo? I can't remember. Rob Wiggles, Rob from your butt. All right, Rob, how you doing? Hey, man, could you shout out my wife Samantha from Kent? Yes, Reese. Shout out to Samantha from Kent. Boof. Have it large. We've got, hi Dean, hope you're well. Simon from Gayton near Kings Lynn. That's not too far away from me. We've got, hello from Washington State, USA, says Gamma Ray 28. Hello Dean, hello Todd. Greetings from Germany, says Werner Pintgen. So nice to see you. Thank you very much. We've got people from all over tonight. I like it. I like it a lot. Simon Watson, Heidi Hi from Posh Surrey. My old man used to live in Surrey. Rather wet. It's a bit damp here as well. Oh, well, got windy pops. Dan Smith is over in Kentucky in the USA. Michael Oscarson is in from Sweden. How you doing, Michael? Nathan Sidnam, greetings, Dean, you bearded legend. Greetings from Weymouth, damp Dorset. I think it's just the UK now, just wet, isn't it? Hi, Dean, all the way from Lake Charles, Louisiana. There we go. I'm going to go with that. Is it Louisiana? Is New Orleans in Louisiana? Haven't they got a big thing this year where is it a celebration year I don't know. I shouldn't talk about things I don't know anything about whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure that Louisiana is like the 4th centennial, the third, I don't know. Charles Seal, hello from Georgia, USA. How you doing, Charles? What else have we got? Volker, hey, great. Dino comes on and my internet connection dies. I had the same problem, which I'll talk about later on. Jezza Gates, hi from the Isle of Wight. How you doing, Jezza? Nice to see you. Stoke-on-Trent is Joseph Finnegan. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got hi from Bristol, says Ian Thomas. Hey, Biker from the USA. Mike Vope says hi, fantastic. Happy Monday. Dean from Catterick says Cuz Steve. We'll be talking about him later. We've got hello from South Italy, says Luca Barocco. We've got 3 minutes left of this and then we're going. Evening, Dean, you going to Expo at the end of the month? Absolutely, Mark Gales, I certainly will be. Lois Ashton is in, more 4% action going on there. Lovely old job. MTN Tom from MTN Coils fame. Go and check him out, mtncoils.co.uk. Nice coils. Evening, Dean, Pennsylvania, USA, says Brian G. Tim M. Atkinson from Canada. I've not fucked this up too badly yet, so I'm quite impressed with myself. So I just thought I'd throw that in there because at some point shortly I am bound to royally cock this up. But so far, I'm quite pleased. We've got David Mottram in the house. Fantastic. Mr. Mottram from Pilgrim Vape Coils in the house. Well, look at this. Look at it. Look at all these famous people. Matt Emery is in as well. Nice to see you, Matt. Lovely old job. Vaping Bike. Hello, Dean from Bethlehem, PA, USA. Where is PA? I don't know where PA is. Let me know where PA is. But that's Lead Pipe 58. Shane Gibson, even one and all. What else have we got going on here? Have we started talking amongst ourselves yet? The stereo says correct, so I got it right. I'm happy. Greetings, Dean from Virginia, says Hazazita. Hello, nice to see you. Hazazita. That sounds like it could be a female name. I don't know. If it is, then you could be one of the. Are you one of the 4%? I don't know. Let's move on. Hello from the Isle of Wight, says Jezza Gates, Antonio, UK. For hi. BTO UK. I don't know what that means, but there's some of that going on. Hey, what's up from Philadelphia, says Philly Vape 215. Lovely old job. 1964's better. No, I am so far behind in this chat. I'm just going to scroll through a bunch because I have, producers. DNNS84 is in from the Netherlands. Snaggletooth is in from Sheringham. Ian Devins is in from Holbeach Links. We've got Darren Holroyd in from rainy Milton Keynes. A lovely old job. We've got Dan Smith in Pennsylvania. That's PA. Gotcha. That makes sense. What else have we got? Now then, I think Dennis Newkirk is from Missouri. Jim Hold says, black as the Earl of Hell's waistcoat out there. Fair enough. Right, I think sorry if I've missed you. Now, don't send me a message saying, well, I don't want to offend you because you didn't read my name out. I read everyone as far as I could and then realised I was really far behind in chat and then scrolled down a whole bunch. So I probably missed out a bunch of people. I apologise. I'm sorry if I missed you. It's nothing personal. We do have, I think was someone from Maui? Jerry Roslin is in Maui, look. Maui. Are you a surfer, Jerry? Are you? Hey Dean from Coventry says Crow Magic. Let's go with that. Are you going to Expo? Yes, I am. Funny enough. What's up, Dino? I'm from Edinbridge, about an hour away from London. Lovely old job. Nice to see you. And Carlos Pigstar from Johannesburg. There really is people from everywhere. And so thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to stop that there so I can just get into the vlog. As usual, we'll go for normal talk about gear. Bring on Mr Todd a little bit earlier than usual, but we'll talk about some gear and then we'll open it up. If you've got any questions about the gear that we're talking about at any given time, then please start that question with @VapingBiker or @Todd's Reviews, and then put your question in uppercase, in capital letters. Just smash that caps lock button because it helps me with my dodgy old eyes see what's going on. Obviously, I see super chats, but I wouldn't ask you guys to do that. So yes. That's a thing, all right? So just the people, I won't think it's rude. I won't think you're shouting at me. It helps. I don't understand people that don't dig that. I'm all into that one. Normal life, yeah. Don't type in uppercase. Don't do it on a comment on my Instagram because I'll be like, oh no. But on this instance, crack on, have it. My beard's looking particularly great tonight, isn't it? It's fantastic. Right, I've got a coffee going on here. And we've got stuff. We've got stuff and we've got things. I am going to do that. What else am I going to do? I am going to do that. Whoa! Look at that, look. Look at that, look. Fantastic. And jobs are good. Jobs are good, look.
See if you've brought me on and not told me.
Aye.
I'll kick you in the balls.
I wouldn't do that, mate.
You have, haven't you?
I might have done.
You're such a bitch. Do you know, my Dean's fucking about alarm was going off in the back of my head there, and I'm thinking, no, he wouldn't do that. Because I can't see the YouTube stream, so I don't know what he's up to. You're just childish.
Yes, I am, and it's marvellous. How are you, Mr T? Missed you last week. Had Mr Richard filling in for you.
Yes.
And before that, you were with me with Matt, weren't you?
Yes, and I'm surprised that you brought me back.
I know. Yeah. It's my little bit for Help the Ages every week, mate.
Oh no, hang on. Oh, they can't hear me for some reason. Sound is really low.
Yes. No, you know what? That's 100% my fault. I didn't turn your microphone up. It does help when I turn your microphone up.
You see, they say you should never work with children and men with beards. And it's true. It's very, very true. It's very true. You see, but that's the thing. People assume that it's me that was doing it wrong because I usually bugger these things up anyway.
Yeah.
How's my colour balance? Is my colour balance okay?
No, it's shit. You're blowing your side of your face out. It's far too bright on your left.
Awesome. So everything's normal then.
Yes, absolutely. I would feel deeply concerned if something were to be different. So anyway, going back right to the start. Hey Todd, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for going. What's going on?
Hello.
Oh, but you see what happened. You know what happened there, don't you? I said not 5 minutes ago. I'm working really well so far. It's all going well. Fucked it.
Yes. Well, see, there's Andy Fairchild who's leaping to your defence.
Yes.
Lens cap. Just saying.
Yes.
Yes, we will never forget the lens cap.
It's, there's always a time and a place. So, what have you been up to? Where were you last week? Why weren't you on the show?
Paris. Oh, I was trying to remember where I was. I couldn't think. I couldn't remember what excuse I'd given you for not coming on the show. Normally I have a list of excuses for not coming on, but I had a valid one for a change. As I was coming back from Gay Paris, I went to the place where people were showing off electronic cigarette stuff.
Yes.
Vapexpo.
Vapexpo, indeed, yeah.
10th anniversary, 10th edition one.
Yeah.
And it was very good. It was very good. Once again, there was a massive modders gallery there, which suits me to a T. And but elsewhere there was a good mix of hardware. There was a lot of juice as usual. Mm-hmm. There was so many little pod systems everywhere. Pod systems. And what else? And lots of French people, funnily enough.
That will happen.
Yes. And yes, and I met lots of nice people, and I came back with lots of toys.
Lovely.
And after that, I'm now trying to figure out how to use all of them.
Excellent. As per usual then. If you need any help, give me a shout.
Do you know somebody? you know somebody you can ask. I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing very well today. I did a live stream. I think you got one today as well. This new thingamabobber.
Yeah, you just launch into the new gear, right? Yeah, crack on. We'll talk about that one first then.
No.
No, go on.
Well, if you had a script, mate. I mean, if you had show notes, but no.
I used to be professional, shush.
Just okay. Well, I'll stop there. We'll not go into just. What am I allowed to talk about next?
No, I think it's a good idea. I think we may as well get into the gear side of things. So let's do that. Let's do it.
Shall we do something we've both got?
Yes. Let's.
How about I show off the new Innokin with a funny story?
Yes. I like that idea. Do it. But you have built out now. It's got to be a funny story.
Right. Today, myself and several other prominent UK reviewers got this today. The new Innokin Endura T18-II, no less.
Yeah.
So I opened this up on a live stream, and I couldn't get it to work. It just wouldn't work. It was like got the tightest airflow I'd ever come across.
Oh, no, you didn't! You didn't!
I did. I'm sitting on, and I've got this airflow adjustment on it, and I'm like, I've got the airflow fully open. Nothing.
That's amazing.
So it's. I've got to be honest. I mean, I know the coils are basically the same as the last one, and I do like this little magnetic cover. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do reckon you'll lose that within about 10 minutes, though.
Yeah.
I really like the vape from it.
I've got to say, I agree with you. Now, I will show people in the up close. Oh, you only see my coffee there. I'll show people in the up close. Well, I mean, mine's the rainbow one because I got this one and I got the black one, but the black one will be going to one of the patrons at some point. But the Innokin T18-II. And that's what that puppy looks like. Now then, we've got airflow that comes from that top section. So the airflow comes in underneath the tank under here. And that's an adjustable airflow, which we can talk about in a minute. And then the air goes up the base of the coil and away you go. But Now, this is something that you can remind me of, because I was trying to figure out, and I don't think when I unboxed it for the patrons earlier on, they could remember either, but I could be wrong. Now, these coils really remind me of an old school coil, I think from Innokin, from from something that we had 3-4 years ago.
You could probably go back. What you're talking about? One with lots of holes
Yes.
in the side. Yes, that was
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yes, many years ago.
Yeah, but that really, it reminded me like a bugger about that one.
Yeah. That was, oh God, what was the iClear 20?
That was it. The 20S.
Yeah, the iClear 20. Yeah, it's very similar. And the coil's right up the top.
And this one's the horizontal coil on this. It
Yes.
looks like it's like 28 gauge Canthel, something like that, to come out to the 1.5.
Yeah. I mean, you've got adjustable, what is it? 10.5, 12 watts and 13.5 watts you've got.
Have you?
Yeah. Stick with me, son. I'll keep you right.
To be honest with you, I unboxed it and I haven't done anything. How do you adjust the power then?
The same as the EQ. You got to switch the bloody thing off.
Yeah, and
then
hold
look at it. Aye.
Okay. Okay. Right, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll show people just that don't know. So we've got these 3 lights on there. So that's turned off, and once that's turned off, we then keep the finger on the fire button, and then that'll show up on there. But if you keep the finger on the fire button, it goes from different power settings. So there we go. I'm going to go to that middle one like that, and then turn it on, and boof, away we go. Bosh. That's that puppy sorted. So I knew all about that. Honest, I did.
I mean, the thing is, and don't get me wrong, I think this is really good. I think this is really, really good. But I don't think it's any different to anything that we had several years ago.
No, well, the only difference I think we've got is with I mean the power. Did we get this much power from the spinners? Do you remember those?
Well, they were 4.8. We got to 4.8 volt.
Okay. The other thing is, though, with this, obviously these massive wick holes mean it's going to be better for higher, thicker juice. So that's good. But one of the things that kind of did me is the airflow control doesn't do a great deal.
Yeah, you can go very, very tight. There's like nothing in between. It's just like one extreme to the other. But I don't know. I mean, what could be about 20 quid.
I imagine so, something like that.
It's 2 packets of cigarettes, so see, poor Grant Mackenzie's upset about my exposure and saturation. I'm sorry, mate. I'll tell you what, whatever you paid for this, let me know and I'll send you a cheque and we'll call it quits at that. I'm sorry.
Don't be having to go at my people, though. But he's right, but you know. But no, I think that's all right. Now, did you watch my Jack Vapor video? I doubt you did, but did you watch any of it?
I watched some of it.
Yeah, I think you might be lying. Now then, that little Jack Vapor thing, which is here, the Wii Vim, which I did the other day. I did a live review on it. Now, my internet, I tell you, I was either lucky that day or really unlucky. I can't remember. But I was just getting towards the end of the review. It was like half an hour or something. And my internet just died. The whole house's internet, gone. And it meant that I couldn't shut down the live stream. So it sort of seemed like it was still going, but it wasn't. And oh my God, it was a nightmare. But no, I mean, this is kind of a looser mouth lump, but it's 18 milligram and 70 PG rather than 70 VG, which was entirely different to the way I would vape. And I was hoping to get more flavour than I got out of it. I think it's for 25 quid you get this and 6 pods. So I think it's a bargain for someone just getting off cigarettes, because their taste buds are going to be shagged anyway. But you can use their other tank if you want to have a refillable tank. But yeah, I was expecting more of a sort of a punchier flavour, but I didn't get that. So I think all you high PGers and high nicotine people are all lying to me.
Say nothing. The thing is, though, I mean, the main thing is that people that are trying to get off cigarettes now, they've got it so good.
Yes,
they really do.
Yes.
I mean, they've got it so good. I mean, gear is so much cheaper. I mean, do you remember? I mean, you would pay £50-60 for 2 Ego batteries and 2 CE4.
Yeah, I mean, that very first setup that I pull out from time to time, I think that was something like, 76 quid with the juice, I think it was. And it was shit.
Yeah.
So
we're definitely luckier.
Definitely,
luckier.
Nowadays, absolutely.
Yes.
Now then, it's up to you whether you want to talk about new stuff. I know you said that you probably don't, but I'm going to, if you do, what we'll do is I'll talk about something new, and then you can go, oh, well, I've got one of these. But if you don't, then, you know. What are you vaping on at the moment? I'm going to put the camera on you because you've got that monster pipe.
This is a pipe. This is a pipe.
This is a pipe.
Right. This is the new pipe from. Well, if you don't know, Yogs. These guys.
Uh-huh.
If that's might be back to front, I don't know.
No, that's right.
Yogs. It's an 18650, but it actually has a dicodes board inside, and it has this cool little thing up the top.
Yeah.
So you fire away. You got that, but you don't have to keep that on. It's just magnetic, and that just pulls off like that. And then you get another insert that goes on there that looks like flames or fake wood or whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can still it's a touch button, and that's it.
So it's got a sort of a sensor in the button, so you're not clicking it as such, or it is clicky but just super light clicky.
It's if there is no click.
Gotcha.
But it does take a tiny little bit of pressure. But it's really, really clever how they've done it.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, so I don't want to drop it like I just did. It's definitely not cheap, but I mean, these guys make great pipes, and the dicodes board is tremendous.
Is that one any better than the dicodes one that I couldn't cope with a couple of years ago?
What? No, I'm not saying anything. What you mean, like the menu system?
Yeah.
I also have a billet box.
But no, seriously, there was I can't remember. I've got it in my drawer of homemade mods, and I put it in a green mod maker box, and it looked a great little tits thing. And I think they sent me the board so I could give it a go. I could not wrap my head around it. It was the hardest board, the hardest thing I've ever used. It was a fucking nightmare.
I think that board you had was the last battery. Was it the FL80? I think it was maybe called.
That might be it, yeah.
I've got several. I've said this many times in the past. Their boards are tremendous, but and some people, the kind of people that used to sit and read the manual for a VHS video recorder.
Yeah.
They love them.
Yeah.
They absolutely adore these boards. And they're very precise, and they work very, very well.
Yeah.
But people like you and me that would put up IKEA flat pack furniture without reading the instructions, we hate it.
Yeah. But I mean, I found that even with the instructions, because it's supposed to be amazing for is it NIFE 30 or something wire?
Yes.
I'll put you up on screen as well. I even with I was going through the instructions and going right and the image, like the flow chart for what's going on with the board as well. You look at that and go, fucking what?
Yeah.
But no, it is supposed to be very good. I know a lot of people are madly in love with them, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly. The last time I did a review, and I did a full menu walkthrough review for a Dicodes board. I spent a lot of time with it. I spent a lot of time going through the manual, through the menus and whatnot, and it does become second nature eventually.
yeah.
But if you step away from it and you come back to it, it's
Challenging.
challenging. But the thing is, you will. I mean, if I mention this like anywhere, you'll find people that will just say, "Well, you're just being an idiot," because I find it really easy.
Yeah.
So, but I think
They're not necessarily wrong though.
no. I mean, I'm challenged slightly. But anyway, did I tell you I had a billet box as well?
Yeah, it shows you billet box.
I've gone back deep into billet box country. I've got my Steve's in. Where's Steve's in here?
Yeah, I
isn't
know.
he?
We're going to talk about Steve in a second, so this is a nice segue.
It's just a segue. I've always wanted to go in a segue. Have you seen the shoes?
tell
that
you.
goes-
This looks like it's just thrown together, but it's that slick. Even you don't know what I've got planned. And what you're now about to say is taking me into my next segment brilliantly.
I like what you did there. Thank you, Steve, for pointing out that. Right, yes, I am back in billet box country. The reason I'm talking about Steve is Heart Leathercraft. He made me this, which is my little logo, my Phoenix, and he made a lovely little cover for my billet box.
Absolutely.
So I'm back using a billet box again. I've got an MF bridge, which uses the Vaporesso coils, and really enjoying the ceramic coil.
Did you take out the vape shell bridge, did you?
I've got two tanks on the go. I've got that's the MF bridge there with the Vaporesso coil in it. And I've also got the vape shell in this one here.
Gotcha.
So, and hang on while I clean up all the leaking.
I'm very excited that thanks to an incredibly nice person, I will be joining the ranks of the billet box troops to find out what all of this nonsense is about. You like the talk about billet boxes non-stop. I thought I took up the opportunity to try one, so I've got one coming, and I'm looking forward to it very much. But I do think I want one of those vape shell bridges. I think they sound like they're the business.
You can, I mean, and I know we talk about this and whatnot, but you can, I mean, it might be a bit on the noisy side, but I mean, I can get it's still restricted. It's still got a good restriction to it, but it's nothing like what, I'm going back 5 years, what a billet box used to be like. It's got the draw that can keep up with most single-coil RDAs now.
Yeah.
And you can get quite a healthy coil into the vape shell. Mowgli Vapes, link for the leather sleeve. Look for.
If you can, while I'm talking about it, Mr Todd, can you put a link for Steve's Facebook page? Have you got Google open or something that you can throw that into chat?
I shall do.
You're a superstar. Because I'm going to talk about his leather. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, once you start, you never shut up, so you may as well go for it.
Right then, so Steve at Heart Leathercraft, which Mr Todd's going to put the link up in the chat shortly. Steve has made, so he does all this wonderful handmade leather stuff, and he does stuff that is sort of commissioned, and so it's kind of one-off kind of malarkey, which is brilliant. Now then, Steve some time ago made me a wallet, which I haven't got up here because I'm unprepared, but it's spectacular. It's got my logo, it's got this skull thing going on, it's the tits. I showed it off ages ago when I had it. Steve's also done things like made this kind of satchel thing, which is lovely. It's got a nice soft leather on the inside. It's a whole bunch of nice stuff. And no, this isn't a This isn't a sponsored ad. This is me. I'll tell you. I'll talk about that in a minute. But then what we've got, I asked Steve to do something sort of special, and I'm going to show you the reason why. If I can get this one out, because, and I think I showed you these last week. So I'm going to boof the camera over here. Now, we've got these two mods here. Now, these are the VK530 from V-Sticking. V-Sticking, they're called. It's basically the same size as shape and almost the same shape, different screen shape, but incredibly similar to the old G-Class from Yeehee. So, I think these are around 60-something quid, which is ridiculously cheap. But it means that you get, we'll talk about this atomizer in a minute, by the way. It means that you get essentially a G-Class, pretty much a G-Class, for very little money. However, they only come with these outer looks going on, and they do look a bit fucking ropey. Not everyone's going to be into that kind of vibe. Now, I posted these up on Instagram, and the people at V-Sticking did highlight that they're going to be making a plain black one, which is great. However, I had a brainiac moment where I contacted Steve, and he made these leather cases because I thought it would be nice to be able to have this kind of thing, but, you know, hide what we've got so it kind of, oh, no, it looks a little bit sexier. Now then, hang on. I've got to twist it so it's in the right place. And he did. He made these, so he made this case here. These cases are slightly different. So I will show you how they differ. There's a couple of different designs going on these ones. So what we've got there, and that, you know, instantly makes things look a lot better in my humble opinion. We've got this wicked stitching going on the back there. But the two differences, this one looks slightly longer because the bottom is open so you can access the battery door. Whereas with this one, you've got just a finger hole, which I asked for, so you can just poke that to poke out your mod. But it kind of gives your mod a bit of protection, but also it gets away from that kind of really dodgy looking exterior finish on these mods. So essentially, you could get something like this mod for 60 odd quid, and then get a custom sleeve for it, and you're still going to be cheaper than going out and buying a G-Class. So that, I think, is pretty damn swish. So what do you think of those puppies? Did you see them? Did you see them, Mr T? Did you?
I didn't. I've not seen anything.
Okay. Look.
Oh, they're nice.
All right, now.
Oh, they're well swish.
So, you know, it means it takes an ugly looking mod into something that's quite nice. And like I say, I approached Steve to make those because I thought that would be an interesting thing for viewers to go, well, I like the mod, if it comes to VK530, I like the mod, but I don't like the look. Whereas now we've got an option, so it doesn't look fuck ugly, which is nice.
Yeah. It's amazing how it changes. I mean, I don't know if you remember the Vaping. They did a mod. It used a Wismec board, and it looked hideous. But then they came out with a leather sleeve for it as well.
Yeah,
and it looks stunning with a leather sleeve on it.
Absolutely.
Shit ugly without it.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I really like Steve's work. I like the fact that, and the reason I said it's not a paid advert, but I'll talk about it in a minute, was because I mentioned this on, was it a live stream or was it just to the patrons? I can't remember. Now, when it comes to, and I think you're the same as me with this one, Mark, when it comes to a manufacturer, particularly like one-man band sort of things, that do something for the right reasons, they're nice people, they do something as a really good end product, and they're enjoyable to sort of speak to and work with and what have you. You want to talk about them, don't you?
No, hang on. He was really rude to me.
To be fair, that's your face, so you know.
No, I totally agree. He's a hell of a nice guy.
So yeah, I mean, there's things like, I mean, I really like, and I think you've got them as well, the Atty docks, atomizer docks. I think these are fantastic. I really like these. Atty doc he's a really nice bloke, and so I think they're great, and I will talk about them for no reason other than I think they're nice people, and I like to kind of push forward nice people doing the right products for the right reason.
And this is why I don't talk about Pilgrim vapes.
That's fair enough indeed. So yeah. But,
I love you, David.
but no, so good times, and I think Steve's right. And I showed you the satchel just to show that he does a broad spectrum of stuff. Did you put the link in chat?
I did, yes.
Excellent, thank you very much. So if you want to go across to those to go over and see him, obviously you're not going to go out and buy a case for a mod or whatever for a tenner, because they're handmade. You know, from everything from colouring and stitching and all that, he does it himself. So it's not super cheap, but it's going to last you from longer than something that you might buy in Tesco's for a tenner. You know, so
yes.
Move. So that's why. So before anyone goes, that's why I shout out people who I like, who do nice things. So there we go. And everyone needs a good prod in the right direction sometimes. And if it throws them out into the public consciousness a bit more, go for it, I say. Right, that's enough about him.
You want to see something else?
Yes.
You want to see something else really cool?
I do. Camera's on you.
Dun, 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 dun. How cute is that?
Just tilt it a little bit so we can see the door. There we go. That red sort of business, yeah.
That's an 18350 MOSFET squonker.
Just put an 18650 battery next to it to give people some kind of concept of size. That's ridiculous.
It's brilliant, isn't it? And they've got a MOSFET in it, and it's got a tiny little button here on the side, and it actually holds 5 ml of juice. So if you're mouth to lung in a way, which I am here, it's awesome. It's really good. This is by CNC Mods. It's called the Pod, strangely enough.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's like Diddy says. It's if you've put your SQ in the washing machine and then in the tumble dryer, it's going to come out like that.
This is something that we've had sort of many discussion about, and that's the fact that that you're a lot bigger than I am, not just round but up, and you've got these massive great paws of hands, and you like these dinky little mods. I'm this little fat bearded fella with little dinky hands. Well, not average size hands, I think, but I like sort of chunky larger mods because that's kind of how I roll. So it makes me die that you like these tiny little 18350 things.
Well, I mean, just for a second, I really like it. I like it from, and I think I said this in the live stream as well. I like it from, I think it was Mark Elliott said that it's like when you go to, you pull out your phone, you've got your 5-inch, 6-inch screen phone, and then somebody pulls out one of these little Chinese ones that are, they're tiny.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's so cute. But it's not really, you're not going to use it day in, day out, but it's funny.
Yeah.
And that is kind of, this works. No issues at all. No problem with it. The bottle is very, very stiff. That's the only negative I can give it.
Yeah.
But for me to vape with it, it's
and I guess the company will sell their own, or they'll sell more of those bottles as well, right? Because they're not normal size squonk bottles, are they?
No, they're not. They're and hopefully that shows up there.
Yeah.
It's their own. I find it strange because I know they do have their own bottles and whatnot, and this is one of their own, but you really need a soft silicone bottle for this, and it's not. It's a really stiff bottle.
Yeah.
But that's.
That's marvellous.
This is brilliant. So I thought you would appreciate that. I thought you would like a look at that.
Absolutely. And another fantastic segue there, Mr Todd. This is going too smoothly at the moment, and the reason it's another fantastic segue is because I sort of mentioned it a moment ago, but there we go. We've got the 38mm Valhalla RDA from Vapors Cloud going on this. Now, I've had this for a little while, but I only built it the other day for the patrons. And we're giving it a go. And what you might notice, which I think is quite good, is if I give that a little bit of a push, it only hangs over this VK530 just a little bit as well. So for a honking great big RDA, I think it looks quite good. But then once you get one of Steve's cases on there, that makes it all fit lovely. But this is just a beast. I can't remember, there's something like 48 or air holes, maybe more, I can't remember, going on in the side there, but it means you've got a super diffused airflow, so it's ridiculously smooth. It's as crazy tight on the O-rings there. There are a couple of big old spaced Clapton coils, over 4mm those puppies are on there at the minute. But I can't remember, and I keep saying it, but I can't remember. You can't necessarily see the deck very well because I think it might be silver plated. It looks as though it's silver plated. It's got that kind of look going on, but it is a fucking beast. So bottom airflow, can't tip it too far. You've got the airflow coming in there, and it's got these sort of scalloped out edges. And yeah, it's just an absolute animal. I made myself quite wobbly the other day because when I built it, I was then vaping it at like 200 watts for the patrons, and yeah, it did not make me feel great. I'm not going to lie. But I've got it at 125 watts in there at the moment, and you know, from the noise side of things, listen to this.
Well, that's quiet.
Yeah, and it's airy as fuck. It's super airy, but I mean, that's, you know. For a short little 125 watt burst, it's a beast. And I've got to say, the flavour is not shabby on it at all. For considering how massive it is, I'd say it'd be very comparable to that massive Buddha that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it looks ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's an absolute animal, and you'll be able to fit whatever coils you can come up with in there.
Yeah.
That'll just be an absolute beast. But you can close it down and get quite the sort of, obviously it's not mouth to lung, but you know, get a more restricted lung hit, which is nice. But just having all those airflow diffusion holes means it's crazy smooth, and it's just a really, really nice vape. With thick, dense, flavourful clouds. Ooh, thick, wet clouds. There we go, some of that action. Right, Have you got anything else you want to talk about?
Yes.
Go on then, camera's on you.
Strangely enough. I also came back with a few 22mm single-coil RDAs. For the rest of this segment, we are going to refer to them as...
Flippin' hell, man. Right.
So, this one here is the Bob. This is Bob, Bob, and Bob. So remember that.
Righto, that's helpful for people. Nice.
Okay, so this Bob is this is from Greece. This is from America, and Germany. This I think this one's the Typhoon.
Yeah.
Typhoon, little single coiler. The Citadel from Cyclone Mods. Dean's going to kill me. Not that one, not this one.
Coil vapes, Dean.
Dean, I'm so sorry. The D1.
There
the D1. The D1 by Dean at Coil Vapes and the Mission guys. And this one is the Creek by Atmazoo. So I've got all the, and they're all kind of the same. They're not the same. They're
That's a way to really upset some people.
It's not. They're all good. Don't get me wrong. They all give a good vape with the exact same coil in all of them.
Yeah.
They all give a really, really good vape, and I'm struggling to I'm struggling to find something that sets them apart. You know, unique selling points, if you like.
Yeah.
I mean, the Citadel's got an Ultim reducer on the top, which is quite smart. But the Citadel Cyclone mods, it's a bit more of a throwback to the Hadley.
Okay, yeah.
Which is quite smart. The coil vapes and Mission one it's got lovely beauty. If you like single coil RDAs, the market is awash with them just now, and they are as good as it gets.
Yes.
To be brutally honest, they are. They're all made really well also.
Yeah.
But I think the one that stands out the most is, not stands out the most, but the creak is you can vape it with this, or you can turn it round and you get, I know it's all washed out, but you get a little tiny air hole. You can change the positive block out and you can make it mouth to lung.
Okay.
Or vape it cloudy if you want.
Gotcha.
But yes, there you go.
Happy days. Happy days. Right. I am paying attention, but I think Mr. Spencer just sent me said Vaping Biker $10 if you go to 200 watts, and because I'm a whore, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So just 2 seconds. I'm going to put onto that camera because oops, there we go. We can see, where's the focus? 200 watts going on there, and I will put the other camera on next to it so you can see that I don't accidentally change it. So 200 watts. Happy with that, ladies and gentle germs, and it's on the powerful plus setting on there as well. Hang on, where's my focus? Where's my focus? There we go, powerful plus setting on the 200 watts, and we'll give it a go. I've got it wide open, and I may die. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to go again. Fucking hell. Oh, Mr Todd. I've already started sweating.
Are you finished?
Yes. Oh, that makes you go... Oh dear, that's not good for you. How do you do that? That's not.
I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
It's a cloudy fucker, I tell you. And it's, when you've got it wide open like that, it's so open that when you're breathing in, you are just going like that. You're not sucking like you would do with an RDA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's scary. That's a hot vape as well. That is a hot vape. So, but yeah, I mean, it's cloudy. There you go.
That's how you do it in style.
I think I've gone a little bit pink.
You have just a tad. I'm waiting for you to just go.
I was going hard on it when I built it for the patrons, and yeah, I went a bit wobbly. I think I went, rather than pink, I think I probably started there and then just went white. But there you go. Yeah, look, now this is once again not a sponsored thing. I bought one of these, this show bottle from showonline. Whatever it is, I don't know. And it's one of these double skinned bottles, the stainless steel with a sort of a Cerakote outside, and it keeps your drinks really cold or really hot for ages. Fucking marvellous. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
Yep.
This is very good. Anyway, that's an aside thing. If they do want to sponsor me, then crack on. Right. So, there's something else I want to talk about, because you've got one of these as well, and I'm going to put the camera on the table for the moment, and I'm going to show this, and this is the C-Roll. Now, you've recently reviewed this, haven't you, Alcock?
I have indeed.
And I think Mr. Mottram pointed out that when I unboxed it and built it for the patrons earlier on, he said that might look the tits on the stainless Basium, and it does. But the or the brushed Basium rather, it's slightly different. It's got this kind of matte finish going on. The air holes. I think this looks like a lovely, lovely little RDA. And then on the inside, I've got a fairly chunky coil going on. You can see that that's nice and wet, and you've got these kind of big peak posts that go up and around the coil, or down and around the coil and then up again, which I guess help point the airflow to go the right way, as well as restrict or reduce the inner chamber. It's got a little clasp on it, so you can't close it in the wrong area. And then when you do that, bosh. The only problem with this one is that it's not a regular 510 drip tip. However, and Mr. Todd has got some news on this one. I bought mine. They didn't send it to me. I bought mine from Vaping 101, and I think for 27 quid, I think it was delivered, which in my book is cheap as chips. I think it looks high end. It looks like it's a posh RDA. But under 30 quid, that's a fucking bargain. What did you think of yours? I kind of got an early release. I spoke to them when they were doing the prototypes, and do you know that all these ones? I mean, some of these are, they're some of them are expensive, and a lot more expensive than the C-roll. Yeah, and to be brutally honest, and no disrespect to the guys that have sent these ones on to me, I can get just as good a vape from it. Yeah. So it is very good. They did the only real negative I had from my review was the lack of a 510 drip tip adapter. Yeah. But apparently the next batch, or the second batch going out, does come with a 510 drip tip adapter. That's what they told me anyway. Gotcha. Because having said that, obviously it's a gigantic pain in the ass, because if you lose this drip tip, you're screwed. Nothing else is going to fit on there. But it feels really nice, and it's really hard to explain why a drip tip feels nice, but I like putting this in my mouth. I think it's really nice. And from a draw, it is a restricted lung hit, but it's not quite as restricted as one might imagine. And once again, I think this is quite cloudy. It really condenses that cloud in that smaller chamber as well, which I think is nice. Yeah, they've done well. I mean, they're quite a new company, not been around that long. And I just reviewed their little mouth to lung ATI as well, the Spiral. Right. That's by them as well, which is also pretty good. I mean, it's nothing radically new or anything like that. Yeah. It's nothing you haven't seen before, but it's a good mouth to lung ATI. So, yeah, they're making good products at good prices, which is brilliant to see. Absolutely. And like I say, I mean, I think just it looks. I mean, it's got with this kind of like media blasted finish. It looks a little bit Mark Bugsy, maybe. Yes. But there's quite a few ATIs that have come out with if they're not coming out with the satin top cap, they've got the satin decks. Yeah. There's in fact that what the fuck's it called again? The D1. I'm pretty sure that's got a satin deck on it. So it's quite smart. But yes, very Mark Bugs. Yes. Yeah, but I think it looks great, and I was concerned because of just those airflow holes, and just again I'll show people in the chat what the airflow holes look like. I was concerned that was not going to be anywhere near enough, but or it was going to be a bit too mouth to lungy, but it really isn't. For how I enjoy vaping at the moment, it's a nice restricted lung hit. I would say it's on par with a Hadley, maybe just a hint more restricted than a Hadley. But it's a cracking little jobby. Have you seen mine? Did you see my one? I've got the clear top cap for mine. Oh, hang on. Let me put the camera on you. Oh, right at the very top. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's just because you haven't got one. But anyway, I think they may be coming. Those inserts will be getting released later on, and hopefully new top caps as well. So, no, good guys.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of them before. And I tell you, one of the things that I don't know is if it's it must be intentional. It must be intentional. But I was saying to the guys earlier on that obviously, you know, with the way I film reviews now, there's a lot of B-roll. And for people that don't understand what B-roll is, B-roll, you have you film your normal stuff, so the normal review aspect of a video, in this case. But then your B-roll is your supplemental footage that you kind of you'll put over and in between things, and my nice swoopy shots and all that sort of stuff. That's all called B-roll. And so the fact that they've called this a C-roll now with the case, it looks like one of the old things that you'd put a film from an old film camera. Do you know what I mean? Remember? Have you gone quiet? What did you say in your review?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say that. I'm just, I'm getting educated. I always go quiet when you're going off in one because I think there's a chance I could learn something here. That's
never happened. Purely because you've got a little valve in your ear that when I'm actually saying something that's useful, that turns off.
It's so true.
But no, I mean, I really like the fact that they thought about it. It must be. It's too much of a coincidence not to be. But the fact that it comes in what you'd send your old Kodaks off to Snappy Snaps to get printed out. Back in the day, from a marketing point, I think that's just cute as a 35mm film canister. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think that's a great little thing. So all in all, I'm incredibly impressed. I did have a couple of strange things, like I think that the O-rings could get quite loose over time. I think that could be a thing. And also peak.
Mike Vape said that his O-ring was really loose on his one. I think he reviewed one. Somebody commented in my review and said that Mike Vape said the O-rings were. I mean, there we go. But
yeah, no, I mean, it's not. I can pick up the Basium look with it, and so.
Well.
Here you go. I can pick up the Basium just by the drip tip as well. So, they're not stupid loose, but I'll be interested to see if they loosen up over time. But no, I mean, the only other thing was I had kind of a different colour peak, like the post things that go up the inside. When it got to the top, they sort of had a darker tinge to them. It was like it was kind of used peak. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Obviously, it wouldn't be, but it just looked a bit weird because it was kind of two different colours. Was yours like that?
Exactly the same.
Ah, well, there you go. It might be the heat generated from where they cut it or something like that, I guess.
Possibly. I honestly don't know, mate. I honestly don't know.
No. But no, all in all, super impressed with it. I think it's a great little RDA. I've only built it today, and so it's kind of very first impressions. But I'm pretty sold on it, to be honest with you. And for a company that I'd never heard of before, I think it's a bit of a beast. Okay. So well done.
I'm just curious. I mean, just satisfy me. Did you buy it because you watched my review?
No. I did know that you'd said that you liked it. I know that you said that you liked it, and so, if anything, Mr. Todd, that's even better, because without seeing it, I knew that you liked it, so I thought, well, he's my hero, so I need to go and buy one of them. So there you go. And also, just in case anybody's wondering from seeing it earlier on the top of that is the Pirate Thingy RDA, which is from Riskel, not Ricicle, which is a funky little RDA. Basically, you have one leg of your coil goes out to that center deck, and the other leg goes down like it's a postless, which is an interesting little thing. I bought this ages ago, and I used it a lot for a short period of time, and then kind of stopped using it. But I think it kind of works out well with this leather case, so I thought I'd throw it together on this one. But no, it's a funky little RDA. And these guys I noticed on Instagram are doing a new RDA. It's like a postless deck, but with like a half pipe thing going on underneath where the coil sits, and lots of air holes in it. We've seen that kind of thing before now. However, the holes in it are so small that on Instagram he was squirting juice directly onto the little half pipey thing, and it was just running off. So I thought that was quite impressive. But again, I don't know anything about them. I think they come from somewhere. I don't think it's China. I could be wrong. But no. This is a funky little RDA, to be honest with you.
Oh, hang on. I can't see it. Go and hold it up to the camera a second. No, it's not the one I'm thinking about. That's the one you got a few weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple of months ago now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it just because it looked ridiculous. Because it looked so bonkers, I had to buy it. It's got like a wooden drip tip going on, and it just the engraving and stuff in it is just ridiculous. So I thought it was so excessive that I had to buy it. So and that was another cheapest chips one as well. That was ridiculously cheap.
I tell you what. Something else for conversation.
Yes.
Since you're talking about something that's really cheap, and this has absolutely nothing to do with that. Hello, Bill. Sorry, just saw Bill in chat there. I know you're not a tank guy, but I'm not sure if anybody else has noticed that this is the Whisper from Sound of Atties, and this is the X by Hussar vapes, and they're both doing the tank of juice, 2 holes at the bottom, and the juice drips down onto the... I've not seen that for ages. Used to be quite popular a few years back.
Wouldn't that be similar and not too far away from that? Remember that Futoon Helixer?
Yes. Which was terrible. Also just a reinvented. It's on the Whisper. It's actually working quite well. I do get it to work quite well, but I just found it strange that it's another thing that's coming back.
Yeah.
So there we go. Thought we'd just mention it.
Fair enough. The only experience I ever had was that Futoon thing, and I hated it. And then he gave me so much shit for giving it an average review that I never want to speak to that company about anything ever again. So there we go.
Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Right, Dean, I've got a question for you, Dean.
Yeah,
I've got a question for you. This is from Solid Gold Stan. Solid Gold Stan says...
I'm going to put it up on the screen, just because it's a really
Yes, I think
question.
you should.
Yeah.
Yes, say, why is there not one? Not one.
Not one.
So that's not me, that's not you.
No.
And it's not me.
There's none
not
of
me.
us.
None of us. Why is not one single YouTube reviewer who knows or tells the truth about battery life?
Exactly. Well, there's a big cabal. There is an elite group of vaping reviewers that we've banded together, and we have an agreement with many battery companies, and we get paid vast sums of money for it. Vast sums of money. I've got an extra house in Hawaii just from this. And essentially they pay, and we have to say that the battery life is amazing, when in actual fact, more often than not, they only last about 4.5 minutes. And during a review, we'll often change batteries 19 times, 20 sometimes. But we all agree that we have to say that the battery life is, better.
I think I'll point my pipe at you for that.
Thank you.
That's excellent. Well said, that man. Well said.
The reality of it is that I'm not. I could be more sarcastic, but I'm not going to be. The reality of it is people vape differently. So if you're going to vape 1,000,000 watts the whole time, then you're fucking right. It's not going to last very long, is it? But, that's when rather you wouldn't use a single battery, you'd look at a triple battery or a quad battery mod, or you'd look at a parallel or whatever else, people vape differently. So if you disagree, with what all of the YouTube reviewers say, because there isn't one that's honest, then start your own YouTube channel. That's what I say, because, you know, your honesty is going to mean that people will flock to you in droves, and you'll earn millions from YouTube, because we're all loaded.
I like Bill's comment. I'm willing to tell the truth about batteries. 99% of them will work until they need charged. And I think for that one, I'll point even more with my really long pipe stem.
I put it up on the screen as well. Marvellous. So there we go. It's a thing. So yes, if you're unsure about things, go and see Battery Mooch. He tests them. So there's facts and science and stuff involved. So there we go. Now then, that is that. The only other thing that I'm vaping on at the moment, or the other two things that I'm vaping on at the moment, I'm still testing the crap out of the VCM. Reborn kit, which I'm still having a lovely old time with, and I'm testing a lot of the this EOS 2 from Ultrona, because, and I've mentioned this before, I think I said it last week, Grim mentioned that his resistance was jumping, so I'm giving this extra loving to make sure that I'm putting a whole mess of different RDAs and atomizers on there to make sure that my resistance is where it should be and what it should do, and the tank is going to be part of an upcoming video, not a review on the tank, but part of a video. So there we go. I actually like the EOS as well, and I've not had any jumping issues with mine at all. It's been quite good, but I was going to say, I know we're winding up poor Solid Gold Stan, and he's coming back with a comment there. Go to, what is it? Steam? No, not Steam. No, what's the website again? I've forgotten the name of it. Steam Engine. Steam Engine. Yeah.
And you put in your facts and figures and whatnot, and it will tell you how long you get.
It depends on the cells as well, you know. I mean, if you put the little VTC5As, and you're trying to sort of give it some beans, then they're not going to last super long. But if you're going to use LGHG2s, I bought another 4 of those the other day off Ecolux, and they last longer. They're 3,000 milliamp hour batteries rather than 2,000 or whatever they are. So it all makes a difference. It's about getting the right batteries for the way you vape and the style of vape and how much power you put through it and all that sort of stuff. Now, when it comes to unregulated, then yes, you will notice a drop. That absolutely will happen. But when you have a regulated mod, the whole point of like a wattage mod or whatever like that is it will give you a consistent vape for as long as it can while there's power in that battery. And that's all how it does clever little step up and step down and things and stuff and what have you. That is far too clever for me. But yeah, I mean there is absolutely. If you were to put like a 0.1 coil or a 0.2 coil even in a mech on a single VTC5A, then yeah, it's not going to last all day. Certainly not at full mashings anyway. That's not going to be the case, because it's like fuel in the car. It's only going to do what it's got. It can't do more than that. It can't create stuff from thin air. So there we go.
The thing I find is that it doesn't really matter. I think you get to a point in your vaping life where it doesn't even really matter, because you always carry spare batteries with you anyway. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to try and hard sell my mod now, but one of the things that we wanted to do with the Batium was have an efficient board in there, so you got really good battery life, because I loved that with the Osmodus Innokin V2, and so I wanted to get a really good battery life from a dual battery squonker, and that's what we did. We did that really, really well, I think. And so, you know, it's important, but it's not going to go on forever. But I can vape all day on a Batium, 40, 50, 60 watts, quite happily.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's the thing. So
sorry, what mod is that?
That's the Batium.
Who makes that?
That will be Dovpo and Vaping Biker.
Fuck, that's huge. Look at the size of that mod. Jesus Christ.
Can't put a 30mm atomizer on it. But yes, there you go. You're a knob.
This is true. This is very true.
Oh my God, he's pushing the Basium again, says Rob. But it was relevant, and I did mention the Osmodus Minikin V2 as well, so it's not just my mod open. But there we go. So that's that. Now then, a couple of other things just to let you know. I got a couple of juices from Darkstar, just so you're aware of them. This is the Darkstar Strudelmeister, which I think I mixed up last week. Can't remember if I'd done it for the Monday Night Live or not. But if someone were to say to you right now, what does a strudel taste like? Would you go, oh yeah, it tastes exactly like that? Like, in your head. Would you remember what a strudel tastes like? Because I wouldn't. And
apple cinnamon.
Yeah, but I still couldn't quite wrap my head around, because it's not quite just apple cinnamon, is it? I mixed this and stuck it a bit on my finger straight after mixing and went, oh fuck yeah, that's exactly what a strudel tastes like. It was weird. It's one of those weird little experiences. The sort of the pastry aspect and all that sort of shit came in. It was very good. They've also sent me then, and that's one of their new flavours, and they also sent me their tobacco one, and it's a sweet tobacco. I'm hoping that's going to get sweeter with more. It tasted quite caramelly when I did a dollop on the finger, and then when I vaped it straight after mixing with no steeping, it was more tobacco. But I'm going to give that a couple of weeks and see if that kind of gets nice and caramelly as well as the tobacco. But anyway, just thought I'd let you know that they've got a couple more flavours.
Ah.
But also, while we're talking about it, I'm not doing juice reviews, promise. The Shindo cookies that I talked about last week, the Shindo mint chip and no, stop it. Shindo mint chip cookies and cream, the pixelated ghetto gummy, and the Chef's Flavors Twilight were all flavours that I bought from Chef's Flavors.
These fucking names up, seriously.
I know. But I bought those to mix up, and after they were suggested by patron people, and I'm very impressed that I did, and I'm liking all three of those. They're very, very, very good. So there we go. So that's that. So go head over to Chef's Flavors. Once again, not a sponsor. I bought them, but I just like to impart stuff. It's quite often that I have many weeks go by when I have nothing of any use, and then once in a blue moon I get stuff that I actually really like, so it's worth chatting about. So now you did a review on this that went out. This is the Org Vape Foxy.
Yes, the Foxy. Yes.
Your review on this happened the other day. Now I don't know if you saw it last week, but I was highlighting that when I press the release, I haven't got the strength. When I press the release button with that all the way in,
yes,
that's not coming off. That's doing fuck all. That is
really,
nothing. So I have to unscrew it and screw it in regardless, and it actually makes the whole situation harder because you have to press it down while you're screwing in, as well as keeping this open, and it makes the whole experience rubbish.
Ooh.
So yours is not like that, though, is it?
Come to daddy. Okay. Here we go. We shall screw this on. On she goes.
Yeah.
And push the right button.
Yeah. Mine will not do that. Mine will not do that for love nor money. Can you push it back in again with it open, or do you have to screw it in?
Oh, you screw it in.
You sure?
Oh yeah, but don't you start. You're not supposed to push it back. You're not supposed to use that button to put it back in.
Yeah.
You still screw it in. It's just a quick release for getting it out.
Yeah. Well, it's not fucking quick release for me, I'll tell you that.
You break everything though.
But it weirded me out a little bit because I thought it should be a lot easier than it is.
Yeah.
But it's having none of it. It's having absolutely none of it.
I really hate the fact that the variable voltage and wattage is disconnected. I just don't like that at all. But that's...
They knew that I wasn't going to review it, but they sent it for me to me for having a little go of it and see what I thought of it. But I am not impressed. I am not impressed at all. And the annoying thing is, I think it could be. I mean, it's heavy, isn't it? It's a heavy mod, but it could be a nice mod if it didn't have that stupid little gimmick on
it. I don't actually mind the gimmick.
Well, that's because it works on yours.
I mean, it could be a sign that either you've got a faulty one, or it could be a sign that that's what could possibly happen to mine if I kept using it.
Yeah.
You don't know. No. You really don't know. But it's just, yeah. It was the reason I reviewed it was because it was something different, and obviously because I've had like over 1 million views in that video now. It shows that people were interested in it. So.
Hey, I'm quite surprised how many views the Jack Vapor one got. I think I've got a couple of thousand on there for a starter kit. That's unheard of.
That's unusual. That's given that it's usually just me, Richard, and your dad that watches your videos. I'm quite surprised.
You just watch them a lot of times. Ben Michael Deere says, Vaping Biker, I think they sent you a dud as you couldn't even get the mod screwed in. Yeah, no, it was even difficult to, I think he's saying about, he's one of the patrons, so when I first got it, obviously I do all my unboxings for those guys. And like I was saying, you have to press down so hard to screw it in on mine, on the 510. It's just not easy to use at all. Don't like it. No, don't like it at all. It makes sort of, I thought for being someone with gammy hands, it was going to make life a lot easier. It's made life harder. So, not interested.
That's not good then.
No, we don't like it. I don't like it. Cantos01 says, do wish yous were father-in-laws. I imagine he wants us to be his father-in-law. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, he'd have to be very, very young for that to be the case.
Well, yes. Obviously, being the youthful individuals that we are. Right, so I just want to talk about Expo in a second, but we're going to go into the Q&A section. So if you've got any questions for either Todd or myself, start them with @VapingBiker or @Todd's Reviews. If we can keep it reasonably vapey, that'd be great. But if you've got a bit of a random one, then crack on with it. Not like what's your favourite biscuit or any of that rubbish. But we'll try and hit up those ones. But while we're waiting for those to come in, Mr. T, Expo. Now, I know you put on your little group on Facebook, you were asking who else is going. Are you starting to think about it?
The problem, excuses. I'm in Paris that weekend. No, I'm not. I would like to go and see people. Yes. Catch up with folk and get the crack and the banter and obviously catch up with yourself and whatnot. As far as the show goes itself, not so much for me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the show, because the ones I've been to, they're always well organised, well laid out. Especially the later ones, they are quite good. Yeah. But no modders at all, and that's what floats my boat. Yeah. And so for me, it doesn't hold a lot of appeal, I'm afraid. Yeah.
So you're going to come down just to say hello to me, aren't you? No. There's a group of us. If you want to see Todd, go to Expo. Put it in the comments down below.
Well, that's no. I've checked the flights. I've checked hotels and all the rest of it. If I do go, it will be a last minute thing, and it'll probably be because if Karen's wanting the kitchen painted, so that's one reason I could come down.
No. Oh, I'm with you now. Okay, fair enough. I was shaking my head. I was being prepared. I was preparing myself to blast you for being a pussy, but no, I'll hold that back.
No, I would honestly, I would like to go, but I'm also, I want to save my money for Vegas as well. Did I mention that? Sorry.
You can do one. I'm not going to speak to you anymore. Right.
Dear. Sorry.
Right, now then, what have we got going on in here for the questions? Rob Wiggles has answered his own question, which I think is great. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 7. I'm going to go with DNS84 says, did you contact Org Vape about the problem? What did they say? I have not as yet, DNS84. Wolf says, vaping bike of my dream, a black Cerakote copper mech, switch button, threads which looks copper, paint came out and now appears to be originally black and painted to appear copper. What's that about? They are copper. They are copper. It's going to be a material. But if you've got any questions, so go across to Stan. Go across to Stan's channel and ask him a question. He does a bunch of live shows, so that'll be the way. Tenacious TX Vapes, that's what he is on YouTube. So go and he'll be able to answer that way better than I could. Apparently David's got a troll. What have we got going on here? Monday Night Live with Hinge and Brackets says Flying Zemo. Oh no, Cantos says, what's your opinion on father-in-laws? Very nice. I've got a very good one. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Now, there's a question there for you. Is that a thing?
What's the question? Sorry.
No, I don't know whether it's drama-y or not, so I don't want to get into it.
The postman thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk about that. That is not drama. It's me. I sold 3 mods over the course of the weekend, and I sold 2 on the Friday and 1 on the Sunday. And I went to post them this morning, and I had 3 envelopes. And because I'm old and screwed in the head, I never realised that I'd sold 2 mods to the same guy. So the guy, I handed them over in the post office, and the guy goes, you do realise you're posting 2 separate parcels to the same person. So in my head, I thought that I'd done the sticker address twice. So I had a massive queue in the post office, people shouting at me, cats, dogs, murder, mayhem. It just went all wrong. And it turns out the whole time that it was absolutely right. And it was Duraj. That's the actual guy that I sold a couple of mods to.
Yeah,
so I'm just an idiot. Just an idiot. That's what he was on about.
Jeffrey, I'm not going to put your question up on the screen because you said squanking instead of squonking. But can I get a squonk pin for my Goon 1 or 1.5? My wife and I love our Goons, but love squonking. I don't know if the mod maker pin fits that, does it? The squonk pin for the original Goon?
No idea, mate. No idea.
Couldn't answer that question, I'm afraid. Derry Murphy, this one is something that I'm struggling with because I know. No, it's not. It's super easy. Derry Murphy says, what's your favourite mod you've reviewed this year so far? Have you got a favourite or one that's particularly stood out for you?
Yeah, it's. I mean, at the end of the year, I'm not going to do my. Last year, I didn't do a best of as such. I did what do I have left?
Yes.
So that was me saying what I liked the most out of the year because it was still with me.
Yeah.
But the one that's I really like the Pulsar by Mod Dog. Because it's modular, you can buy so many extras for it, and you can tweak it and change it, and I know they had a lot of issues with the V1, and some people don't like it, but I've spent a fair bit of money on getting extras for it, and I really like it.
Excellent. Mine is the Basium. So there we go.
That's funnily enough, that was second place.
Right, Cantos, you're going on a time out. Just because you're putting rubbish in chat. Now Now, somebody asked, where are we going? Carl Maniton asks, what was the mod in the leather case you're using? It's by this company. It's by V-Sticking, and it's the VK530. So, boof, that gives you that one. A little bit of Google foo on that will tell you all about it. But I will be doing a review on that one. Right. Ben Michael Deary, are you getting the Hammer of God for the Valhalla? No, I did speak to them, but I think they'd run out. So Vapors Cloud, and I said, to be honest with you, it's daft sending me one just so I can put an RDA on top of it, because it's been out so long now, I'm unlikely to review it. So, I'm not going to just take stuff for the sake of it. And, I turn down pretty much everything these days. With the ATI off the Foxy mod, do you see the 510 threads retract when you push the release button, says Grant? Yes, absolutely. And
weird.
I will show you because people... Oh, I've lost all my screens. Hang on. I will show you because people go, oh, no, you don't know what you're doing. Right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Done. Right. Good. So that's that one. Glenn is... oh, no, hang on. Cuz Steve is asking us both any of your own projects on the horizon, hardware events or ideas for them, etc. Todd's a grumpy old shitbag, so he doesn't get involved with that sort of thing. I don't have anything on the horizon at the moment, but never say never. Glenn Neese is asking how the vape shell is treating you.
Love it. Absolutely love it. It's... I mean, I had a lot of the old rebuildables for the billet box in the past, which were a lot more sensitive to setting up and getting them to wick right and so on. But the vape shell is really, really easy.
Yeah.
Well, it's really easy once you read the manual, or you just actually pay attention to what people are telling you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise opening it up and just going for gold. I really wouldn't.
I tell you, but I did have a look because I've got this billet box coming. I did have a look, and there weren't many videos, especially in English, about the vape shell.
The thing about Atmazoo, Atmazoo were actually the very, very first company that ever sent me a mod to review.
Yeah.
6 years ago. But they always have manuals and videos on their own site.
Gotcha.
Which will give you a complete run through and tutorial on anything they release. They do it properly.
Yeah.
They do it properly.
Yeah.
Great company and really nice guys as well.
Gotcha. Right, I am going to try and quick fire through these because we're running super behind and it's getting on time wise. Bill Hubbard says, Vaping Biker, what is the pressure like being responsible for Mark Todd's success all these years? It's...
Bill Hubbard, you're so going to regret that. I asked Bill to send me an email earlier on because I was going to send him an ATI that he was thinking of buying. So, Mr. Bill Hubbard, you can get pumped.
That's marvellous. Paul Sykes is asking, how did we meet originally? I honestly can't remember. I can't remember how we first started getting chatting. I think I might have just stalked you a little bit. I don't know. But I
Tinder.
think... Huh?
Tinder.
Swipe right.
I was on my phone and there he was and the rest is history.
No, I think it was, I think as an up and coming reviewer all those years ago, I think you were one of the fewer reviewers that I'd sort of messaged about something and you actually replied. way before you turned into the rock star you are now and can't be asked to repair anyone. But no, I think it was that, and you were just super helpful and super nice, and then that was that. So that kind of inspired me to try and answer everybody that sends me messages.
Yeah. Now I just ignore everybody.
So just I think I stalked him for a bit, and that was the end of that, and I broke him down eventually. So that was that. Vaping Biker and Todd's reviews, thoughts on people selling builds below 0.1. I think personally, all available coils should be able to be dual coiled and be, I used to say no lower than 0.2, but with the amount of mods that we've got now that are really good at using their power and can handle lower builds and all that sort of stuff, I think they should say better for regulated or non-regulated, so if it's and I think there should be a minimum. It should be like, I don't know, 0.16 or 0.17, because you can always take off a wrap if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to fuck yourself up. So that's that on. Someone's going to be getting banned soon.
No, that's I've just got them. he came back with 2 accounts.
Addy Junie, the lovely Addy Junie, is just saying random things. I think he's possibly drunk. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, by the way, this weekend is is my kind of sober anniversary. 1 year of being sober. It's good, isn't it? Thank you very much.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Mech mods, Dreamer or Broadside, which hits harder? I have when I've done my Dreamer reviews of the different materials, I think I put my findings on there, so you're going to have to go and check that out. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think the original broadside with the original broadside switch, I think was hitting a little bit harder than the 2 of them. Now then, I'm just going to chaps, what is the cloudiest RTA with reasonable power settings? Depends how you build it, Nathan, so we can't really answer you on that one. What else have we got going on in here? I'm looking for the uppercase questions. So if I scroll past you, then no one calls Dave Mottram Dave. All right, Dave. No one puts baby in a corner. Vaping Bike, have you seen the Infected series mod from Death Wish Mods? I think I've seen it. I haven't got one, and I'm unlikely to get one because I think Death Wish are one of those companies that have got such a sort of following. I don't think they send stuff out to reviews, from what I remember. I know they certainly didn't used to, but hopefully I'll be able to see one at Expo if they're there, or Evolution Vaping might have them, possibly. I don't know. So we'll see. I will have a little look when we get to Expo. Vapor Biker, have you seen the Squonk accessory by Ambitions Vape? If so, thoughts. What Squonk accessory is that?
It's I saw it earlier on. It's just basically you can take any your mech mod and just put it on the side. It's like remember this, was it the slug?
Oh yeah. The bottle
like
on the side
slug.
of your mech.
Yeah, it's like it's like that for squonking.
Fair enough.
It's something that Tan and Rihanna, they actually had a prototype for it that was supposed to be out at the start of the year, and it never happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
quite an old school sort of idea, though, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's a good idea. I mean, if you have plenty of mech mods, yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Gotcha. Wolfheart is asking, how is the Citadel compared to the Entheon? Did you have the Entheon?
No, I went straight from the Hadley to this. The Entheon has more air. Yeah, I remember right. The airflow is more similar to the Hadley.
Gotcha. Now, Vaping 1 is saying, Mr. Todd, using Canthal or stainless steel simple wire but round wire builds for 0.5 ohms perform better for me than fancy complex wires. So Vaping 1 is definitely in your camp for just straightforward round wire builds rather than Claptons and all that sort of stuff. I think it's hugely dependent on the type of build you do. My favourites are my dual core 26 gauge stainless steel with 36 or 38 gauge Canthal wrap around the outside, and I think that goes like a beast. That's my favourite. But you're all about your 27 gauge and all that sort of stuff, aren't you?
This is, yeah, I'm not one of these people. I mean, I know I take the piss. We take the piss out of one another about it and things like that. You vape what you want to vape with at the end of the day. Exactly. And if it works for you, then who gives a shit what anybody else thinks? But my palate is shit. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't notice any difference I don't get any gains from using Claptons, Aliens, and so on and so forth. I just don't.
Yeah.
And because I'm lazy, I just like to throw a coil in. I don't like to put any effort into it. I just like round wire. And
yeah.
I have coils here from people like, good coil builders like Coilology and PC Coils. And there are other companies, but I'm not going to go there. Pilgrim Vapes. But I don't get the benefit from them. No. And that might just be me, or it's just because I'm lazy. I don't know which.
Yeah, I think it's probably a mixture of the two. Just to talk about, I made a bunch of these and I made a bunch more the other day, but I make just a ton of these kind of 6-inch sticks, just to wind up, and everyone's a winner. And while I'm at it, I'm going to show some MTN coils, because these are some of his coils going on here, but. These are and I don't review coils, so it's pointless reviewing just round bits of wire. But I don't know if you're going to be able to see that through there. But these I don't know what he's used. Does it say? I don't think it does. But this is so closely round, it's ridiculous. These are stupid tidy coils, and I'm very impressed with those. But yes, you use what you want to use that works with your style of vaping. Right. Legion Vapes, this is going back. This is how behind I am on the questions. I messaged you when I started, and you were very nice and honest in your reply. It meant a lot to me at the time, so thank you, you big, beautiful, hairy bastard. Thank you very much, Legion Vapes. That's very kind of you.
Oh, was he talking to you?
Yes,
he's talking to me.
No, I replied. Oh, right, I'm going to scroll through to try and find... Mr. Todd, what's your favourite DIY squonker? Says Simon Watson.
My favourite DIY squonker?
I guess he's talking about kind of like home shed build kind of squonker rather than one that you've made, I imagine, possibly. I don't know.
DIY would be, if you've got a 3D printer, go along to modmaker.co.uk. He's got the STL files. Download them, print them, chuck some contacts in, boom, away you go. Or you've got the Cloud. Is it Cloud Factory? Philip, I did a video on his as well. You buy the mod from Shapeways, you buy the contacts from Stealth Vape, chuck it all together. That's really, really cool as well. There's so much to choose from now. So much to choose from. Absolutely. I hope that's right. I hope that's what you were asking.
Good. Mark Gales is asking, what do you think about the Steam Crave Titan mod? It looks massive. And I'm sorry, but people thought that the Bastion was big. That looks fucking huge. So I've not tried one, but no, there we go. That's a thing. Right, I'm just scrolling through, looking for the uppercase questions. This is why we go for uppercase, you see, because then when I scroll through, I know where we're at. Right, can't see any more going in there for the time being. So
Cloud Laboratory. Sorry, Cloud Labs, Cloud Laboratory was the name of... I did a review. Go and look for Cloud Laboratory. You'll find it.
Great stuff. Excellent. Have you got any of the ones that you've made, or have you given them all away?
I've given them all away.
Fair enough. You're such a giving, nice person.
They were shit. Well, no, that's not fair. They actually worked. I mean, they did work, but I didn't make them. I just pressed print on the 3D printer and stuck in some of Rick's contacts, and that's all there is to it, really.
It is ridiculously, to make just an 18650 squonker is so easy. You can do it so many different things. I remember when I first made my first mod, I made it out of like a hinged box that I got out of the local head shop, and the wiring was all over the fucking show. But it was a beast. If I'd have known how to make mechanical mod like you can make now as easily, I'd have been modding my face off back in the day.
Did you see this in my group?
I've been out picking up a new car today, so there we go. Anyway, go on.
Just taking the borrow tank from the billet box.
Yes.
And just oh god, I've forgotten who it was that put it in, but basically just creating a little box, a little 18350 battery in here.
Yeah.
There's your contacts.
Yeah.
Hole in there, and you've got a little 18350 tank.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and some of the designs the guys were coming up with.
I did see that, and some of them looked really cool. Who was it who did the one that looked like a burrow tank?
Paul.
That was fantastic.
Paul Paulson.
I hope he makes those, because I think that billet box fans would really get into that. I think that's a really good little mod. Socrates says the Batum is not as big as it looks in the pictures. Finally saw one live. Absolutely. Well, that's been what I've been trying to tell people for ages.
He's obviously short-sighted.
Have you given up on 18350s, Mark? Never got in on them, and almost wondering at this stage if it's passed. Mark's getting back into them.
No, I've got 18350 squonker, 18350. 18350. No, I'm still. Yes, I like that with the new 18350 battery cells. Yes, and I really hope that we get the same technology for 18500 batteries soon.
Right.
That would really make me happy.
Right. I don't think I've ever used an 18500.
No.
Don't think so.
They're not quite as big as an 18650, and you know what I'm going to say next.
There you go. Right. Well, I think we are pretty much done. I think that's as Steve has said. Thanks for the mention of my work. Feel free to put his link back in the chat again, just for those people that missed it the first time. If you are Mr Todd, Steve made these little cases for the VK530, as well as a bunch of other stuff you can go and check out if you're interested. But like I said, it's great work. Go and check him out, but you're not going to get it for a tenner. It's not cheap. But there you go. There we go, you see. We've got Kanisha Grantham says, no question, just want you two to know I love your reviews, and that your guys and that you guys are appreciated. Well, thank you very much, Kanisha. That's very kind of you. I'm sorry if I royally fucked up saying your name there, but thank you so much.
Thank you, Kanisha, and I'm glad you like my reviews more than Dean's. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, but I'm glad you think that I'm better. John says he's never used an 18500 either, so there we go. Any call suggestions for the Steam Crave? No, Grant, I've not got the Steam Crave, and I would probably just stick my normal builds in to start with, at least, and there you go. But no, I think we are good to go. I don't think we've got anything else to talk about. Oh, the one thing I did want to mention is that I had some, and I meant to mention it last week and I forgot. I had some Galisi, when they sent me the charger, they also sent me a few cells. Now, I've not had any problems with the cells. They're all fine and dandy, and I think Mooch has rated them on his page. But the 21700s, I went to re-wrap one, and I had some wraps from Fogstar, I think they were. Some blue wraps from Fogstar, and the 21700 would not fit in these wraps. The 30Ts do, but the 21700s would not. So they're fractionally larger. So I had to buy some more. And actually, I meant to buy some when I bought my HG2s from Ecolux, but he was very kind because I forgot, and he just sent me a few black 21700 wraps. They're a bit thinner, but job's a good one. But yeah, so just be aware of that. If you go to rewrap a Galisi 21700, it's just a hint thicker. It's just a hint wider or bigger or not quite the same size.
I've got a question.
Go on in.
Why?
Why?
How come Mr. Spencer, C. Earl Spencer, he's got a little Vaping Biker logo beside his name? How did he do that?
Now that would be if he has. Mr. Spencer is one of the members on the channel. Then there's a membership thing. There's a member button down below, which they kind of got made available, and not everybody wants to become a patron. So I thought I would, at the end of the day, this is my job. So I thought I'd switch it on. And if you get that, now there's something I've got to. There's a thing. Hang on.
Not a thing.
A thing.
No.
If I do. There we go. If I do : vape emoji, I get vape emoji cloudy or vape emoji have it large. So I think, hang on. Let me see if this works. Hang on. I don't know if you're going to see this. And I think this is just for the people that are members. But I've just put a couple of things in a couple of emojis. I designed and made a little cloudy smiley face, just as a little round yellow fella blowing out a cloud. And I made tiny, teeny little have it large with lots of exclamation marks. So you get those. You get to use things like that when you're a member. But yes, when you're a member, you get my little Vaping Biker logo. I'm going to come up with some other logos and bits and pieces. It's not going to take away from what I do on Patreon, but it is. It's just I thought it'd be a little bit of fun for people that get involved with the things. But those little emojis are sweet as, aren't they?
They're very. I would say yes. Can't see them, but I'm sure they are very, very nice.
Put your glasses on. Put your pink glasses on.
I just did. I just put them on there. That's
all right, Grandad. Mr. Spencer says, "I'm a damn stud." That's why he is. He's a ridiculously good-looking American chap. And I say that as a completely straight man, but he's a very pretty man. Right. You guys going to the Vape Expo? Yes, there we go, Dominic. Absolutely. So, yes, only members can use the emojis. There we go, Kanisha. Jobs are good. Thank you very much indeed. So, there we go. That's that. So, I don't know, Mr. Spencer, if you put a colon in and then start V for vape emoji, you might get an option of doing an emoji. That might be something worth having a go at. Because I don't have any idea how it works. Not a fucking clue. But there we go. But no, thank you. It's been a long one. It's been nearly 2 hours tonight, so that's going to fuck my viewing stats up royally. But I thank you very much for watching the Jack Vapor. I'm really proud of the clarity of the content of live reviews now, so I need to get back into doing a few more of those as well as the proper produced content. So that shit is happening. But no, otherwise I think we are good to go. Where is the member button? I don't know where on a mobile device, but when you're on a computer. That's the word. Then it's underneath the screen, but I don't know where it is on a mobile device. I've not looked. Like I say, I've got no idea how it works, but it's a thing. Okay, so Boosh, jobs are fucking good. Un. Does it cost to be a member? Yes, it does, Dave Vape. Yes, it does. So you're not getting anything you don't get otherwise, other than some little emojis and a little Vaping Biker logo and stuff, which is bonus. It's all of the behind the scenes content and the private Facebook group and the giveaways, which I'm shit at doing, and I've really got to get on top of doing those. That all happens over on Patreon. Good. Right. I think we're done. Nathan, good night to you as well. Always have it particularly large. I think we're going to cloud together. I'm not going to play with you tonight because I'm going to do it with you. And I'm super thirsty. What are you giggling about?
Sorry, I had to nip because TJ wanted in the shed, so he's now here being a dick.
Fantastic.
Sorry. So anyway, are you going to wait to play with your new toy tomorrow, your new car?
Because of the way things have been going, I've had people not only comment publicly on YouTube, but also send me messages asking if I'm on the way out, saying that I've been looking quite ill of late. So tomorrow is going to be a rest day. I'm going to do next to nothing tomorrow. I'm going to try and catch up on sleep and stuff, and then I'll be recording on Wednesday. My aim, because even though I'm not recording, it doesn't mean I'm not doing stuff vaping biker related, as you know, when it's the stuff people see on video is a fraction of what we do. It's testing, it's background research, it's all of that sort of stuff, as well as talking to people that send you emails and everything else. So that's been a constant, but I do need to get out a little bit more content. So but at the same time, Tuesdays I think I'm going to have as a day off, and I think I'm going to have maybe like a Friday off as well, so I can go, or Thursday off, so I can go and play with the new car and all that sort of good shit. So there we go. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to going to Expo in the new motor, or new to me motor.
Yes,
it looks
do have fun,
sexy as you like. When's the Vaping Biker app out? Now, that's the thing. I have been thinking about doing an app, Mr. Mackenzie. No, not Mr. Yes, Mr. Mackenzie. But I haven't figured out exactly what I want to put in it yet, because I don't want to put coil-related stuff, because then you've got to have that spot on and be up to date on that. Otherwise, someone could get hurt. So I don't want to do that. But I've got to think about other stuff. Right. On that note, we're going.
What am I going to vape with? Oh.
I should probably re-drip in this before I do a big fucking rip on it. This Valhalla with these coils in, I think when I first built it, I think I put more or less almost 10 mil of juice in it. which is fantastic. Oh dear. There we go, look. Mr. Spencer's doing the emojis. They're working. Fantastic. That's awesome. Right, good. Let's get stuck in. Thank you so much for watching. My relook and simplified website is live, so if you want to go and check that out at vapingbiker.co.uk, all sorts of things on there, from just general background info to stuff that I use to all bits and bobs, as well as the merch store. So that's over there. There's always Patreon as well if you want to support the channel, because I don't do queue jumps, I don't do any of that sort of business, so I remain completely independent. Not to say other people don't, but it's just how I get a vibe on. So everything I do is supported very much by my lovely patrons. But no, other than that, I think we are good to go. So unless you've got anything you want to say and mark your poos, we are going to do a little cloud out and a finish.
No, I can't do the pipe. I can't, because it's mouth to lung. Sorry. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. Go with this.
All right then, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Have it large.